there's a moment. Maybe it lasts a second. Maybe it lingers where everything around you fades. She looks at you, and something unspoken passes between you. Her expression doesn't change. Not really, her words stay innocent, but her body. Her energy tells a very different story. She leans in, slightly pretending to hear you better, even though there's no noise around her. Fingers absent-mindedly brush through her hair, twist a strand, tug on her necklace. Her voice slows just enough for you to notice her laugh. Becomes warmer, looser, almost sensual, and you begin to wonder, is this just friendliness, or is there something else going on beneath the surface? Most men would overlook it. They'd brush it off, assume it's nothing but a man who knows female psychology. A man who watches, listens, senses. He doesn't ignore moments like this, because he understands the truth when a woman is having naughty, intimate, even forbidden thoughts about a man she doesn't tell him. She shows him not through bold words or obvious actions, but through 1,000 tiny shifts in behaviour. A subtle pause before she answers, the way her gaze drops and returns, the way she reacts when you pull back. As if you've disrupted something, she was imagining her body betrays what her mouth would never dare admit. This isn't about seduction, it's not about manipulation, it's about awareness. It's about knowing when a woman's mind has crossed into a place of desire, a place where she's thinking things she knows she shouldn't. And if you're the one who triggered it, you'll feel the change in the air. So if you've ever walked away from a conversation, wondering if she wanted more, if you've ever seen a look in her eyes that stayed with you long after she was gone, if you've ever felt that quiet tension but didn't know what it meant, this is your answer. These are the 7 subtle things women do when they're having those thoughts, those unspeakable, physical, curious, craving thoughts about you. Watch carefully, because once you understand these signs, you'll never unsee them. Welcome to Stoic Paradox, where we don't chase, we observe, we don't beg for attention, we master presence. And today, we're diving into one of the most quietly intense, misunderstood dynamics in male-female attraction. What really happens when a woman is around a man who stirs something physical, something forbidden, something she may never dare to say out loud. You see, most people think desire is loud, that it's obvious that women will say what they feel, make the first move or confess their interest if it's strong enough. But in truth, real desire, especially the kind she doesn't want to admit, is silent. Hidden behind polite smiles, casual conversations, and subtle moments that only the most attentive men ever notice. Because when a woman is having naughty, intimate thoughts about you, when her mind is wandering into places it's not supposed to go, she won't come out and say it. Society won't let her. Her reputation won't let her. Her own self-control won't let her. But the body, the behaviour, the tone of her voice all start to shift in small, powerful ways. She becomes hyper-aware of herself around you, fixing her posture, adjusting her clothes, playing with her hair, over-explaining something that didn't need explaining. Her laughter becomes nervous, her eyes become curious, and her physical presence, no matter how subtle, leans closer, like her subconscious is pulling her toward you without permission. And here's the part. Most men never learn. She wants you to notice, but not in a desperate way. In a controlled, masculine, calm way. She wants to be desired, but she doesn't want to say it. She wants you to pick up on the clues and still be grounded enough not to act like a boy chasing a fantasy. Because the man who notices these subtle shifts, the man who reads her without reacting, the man who can sense the heat behind her calm exterior and still remains stoic, that's the man who owns the moment. That's the man who lives rentrée in her mind long after he's gone. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 7 quiet, deeply revealing things women do when they're having naughty thoughts about you, thoughts they may never say aloud but absolutely feel with intensity. And once you learn these signs, you'll never look at just a conversation the same way again. Let's begin. One, her eye contact isn't just prolonged, it's playful, then shy, then intense. Again, it starts innocently, a glance, maybe even a smile. But then she holds your gaze for a second too long. Not because she's trying to dominate the conversation, but because she's lost in thought. Thought about you. But just as quickly she looks away, like she's caught herself. Like she forgot where she was for a second. This flicker between bold eye contact and sudden withdrawal isn't just shyness. It's mental conflict. Her mind is imagining one thing, but her body is annoyed. Why? Because in her mind the interaction wasn't just surface level. She was imagining playing out something deeper, and your sudden withdrawal, even if unintentional, broke the fantasy. That emotional reaction is one of the clearest signs. She wasn't just enjoying the talk. She was mentally somewhere else with you, and your shift reminded her that it wasn't real yet. This is when you know the thoughts she was having weren't innocent. Now, here's the part most men miss, the part that separates ordinary guys from men with presence, power, and self-control. When a woman starts showing these subtle signs, when her body begins betraying her thoughts, and her voice shifts into something softer, slower, more intimate. Most men get excited. They lean in, they try harder, they chase. But a stoic man, he doesn't flinch, he doesn't react. He notices, he sees her nervous smile. He hears the playfulness in her voice. He watches her reach for her drink with trembling hands, but instead of rushing in, he leans back. Not to play games, but because his worth doesn't depend on her desire. He doesn't need to prove anything because he already knows she feels something, and she doesn't want it to stop. This is masculine calm. This is psychological dominance without ever needing to raise your voice, flex your muscles, or compete for her attention. And when you show her that you see through her without pressing her, when you witness her desire without pushing for it, you become unforgettable. You become the man she thinks about when she's alone. So the next time you see these signals, don't chase, don't overthink, don't break the spell by trying to control the moment. Just hold your ground, be still, be aware, let her wonder what you know, let her mind spiral, let her imagination do the work. Because the truth is, once she starts thinking of you in that way, it's hard for her to stop, especially if you don't give her the validation she's secretly craving. That's what makes you powerful. That's what makes you dangerous in the best way. If this video opened your eyes, if you started connecting dots you never noticed before, if you felt something click into place about the way women behave when their thoughts turned physical, then don't just watch, become subscribed to Stoic Stream. Because we don't just talk about attraction, we live it with awareness, emotional mastery, and silent power. Give this video a like if it taught you something most men never learn. Comment below, have you ever witnessed these signs before? And how did you respond? And remember, you don't have to chase attention when you own your presence. You don't have to impress women when your calm speaks louder than their curiosity. And you never have to force connection when the energy between you already knows what it wants. This is Stoic Paradox, where silence speaks and real men listen. Until next time, stay sharp, stay grounded, and walk like the storm. She secretly wants to be swept away and trying to hide it, that moment where her pupils dilate. Then she smiles nervously or looks down. That's not random. That's her mind slipping into fantasy and trying to snap back to reality. And when she repeats this pattern, locking eyes again as if drawn to you, only to retreat seconds later, understand this. She's mentally undressing you and trying to act normal at the same time. 2. She fidgets with her hair, jewelry, or clothing without realizing it. This is one of the most classic yet misunderstood signs. It's not just about looking pretty, it's about managing energy when a woman is thinking. In pure thoughts, her nervous system fires off little physical releases, and they often come out through her hands. She may twirl her hair, slowly glide her fingers across her neck, adjust her earring over and over again, or even smooth out her dress when nothing needs fixing. These are subconscious attempts to soothe herself, to release the sexual tension building inside her mind. You'll also notice she touches parts of her body that draw your attention: lips, neck, chest, or hips. Not deliberately, instinctively, because her body is reacting to how vividly she's thinking of you three. Her voice changes not drastically, but just enough to feel different. Pay close attention to her tone. It might get a little quieter, a bit slower, even silkier, not on purpose, but because her body is trying to mirror the emotional tension inside her. When a woman is having naughty thoughts, her nervous system naturally activates her more sensual side. Her voice reflects that she may draw out certain words longer than usual, speak in a slightly lower register, or add a playful lilt to her sentences. And if you tease her, flirt with her, or stay calm while she gets more expressive, she'll lean into it even more. It's not just how she speaks, it's why she's speaking that way. Her mind is painting a picture, and her voice is colouring it in. 4. She touches her lips, licks them, or sips her drink. More than normal, this one is incredibly primal. When a woman starts having sensual thoughts, her body reacts especially around her mouth. The lips are one of the most sensitive areas of the human body, and women become instinctively more aware of them when they're feeling aroused or intrigued. She may bite her lip lightly, run her tongue across them without realizing, or even touch her fingers to her mouth as she listens to you speak. And if you're at a table or in a social setting, she may drink from her glass more frequently, not because she's thirsty, but because she needs something to do to release the tension that's building each time she brings attention to her lips. Consciously or unconsciously, she's revealing where her thoughts are going, and it's rarely just about the conversation. 5. She laughs too easily, especially when you didn't even say anything funny. Here's the psychological truth: when desire builds and tension rises, the body looks for a release. And for women, one of the most natural, socially acceptable outlets is laughter. So if you notice her giggling at your simple remarks, laughing too long at something mildly humorous, or smirking while biting her lip like she's thinking something she's not supposed to, don't dismiss it. That laughter isn't always about what you said. It's a reaction to what she's thinking. Sometimes she's laughing to distract herself. Sometimes she's laughing because her mind is playing out a scene far more intimate than the one you're actually in. Either way, the more tension she feels, the more likely she is to smile, laugh, or playfully tease you to mask it. 6. She finds creative ways to be physically near you, even when she doesn't have to. When a woman is drawn to a man, physically, emotionally, or mentally, her body will start searching for proximity. She'll find reasons to stand close, sit next to you, brush shoulders, or lean in when she speaks. But when her thoughts become naughty, that closeness becomes deliberate, yet hidden under subtlety. She may linger near you longer than necessary, touch your arm while laughing, let her knee press against yours and not move it. Even in group settings, she'll angle her body toward you, create physical alignment, or stay just close enough that you feel her presence without touching her. This is her subconscious, trying to create physical intimacy before permission is ever granted. And the more stoic and calm you remain, the more you give her space to lean in further. 7. She reacts strongly when you pull back, as if you just interrupted a fantasy. This one is powerful and final. Let's say you're having a great conversation, there's chemistry flow, her eyes are sparkling, and then you casually pull away. Emotionally or physically, you change the subject. You look at your phone, you lean back. Suddenly, something shifts. Her tone changes, her energy drops. She may go quiet, seem confused, or even react playfully.